Have you ever wondered what it's like to own 200 baseball gloves? Because if you have, you're in the right spot. Hello and welcome to The Hideout, a baseball glove experience powered by Rawlings Sporting Goods. I am your host, Jay Reilly, certified gloveaholic, and I'm here to take you all along the ride of being a baseball player, athlete, fan, overall glove guy, and I am so pumped to have you all along for this journey. Hey, me again. Just wanted to cut in here to let you guys know we are giving away a free Rawlings custom baseball glove to celebrate the inaugural episode of The Hideout. We're going to be dropping some details on this at some point in the video, so make sure you are locked in for the whole episode because an opportunity for a free custom glove don't come that often, so make sure you tap in and check out the full episode now. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. You're going to want to make sure you are tapped in every single month for some exclusive content with this Rawlings partnership. I'm talking never before seen gloves, some exclusive interviews, and some brand new features that you probably haven't seen yet. But before we kick things off, I just want to give a huge shout out to Rawlings for hooking us up with this platform. Whether you are a collector, fan, player, parent, all are welcome here at The Hideout. Like I said, a lot to get into this episode, including some unconventional break-in tips you guys have submitted, some hot takes about Rawlings gloves, and a baseball-football crossover event of the century. Without further ado, welcome to The Hideout. I just go buy me another. I just go buy me another. Can't tell if I'm really on the side. What's going on right now? Have I said too much? Once again, thank you for joining me on The Hideout. Super excited to kick off this partnership with Rawlings. Today's glove of the episode is a Rawlings.com exclusive Rev 1X limited to just 72. I'm nicknaming this one the Coastline. Let me tell you why. I went to a little film school out in Orange County, California, shout out Chapman University, and the most popular colorway out west was that orange and mint green. And I carried it on back to New York where I transferred to NYU back home, hence the purple. And all three of those colors merged together for this beautiful piece of art, bro. I've been rocking with this. A little bit of California love, a little bit of New York love. Coastline right here, gonna be the spokes glove of this pilot episode. All right, now that I got Coastline a little bit of love, we're gonna bring that right into our first talking point, hot takes. I've got two baseballs right here. Green for agree, red for disagree. First hot take submitted by you guys. If you don't nickname your gloves, you're not a real baseball player. And I completely agree, bro. I've got about 200 baseball gloves and each and every one of them has a nickname. Listen, are some of them better than others? Yeah. Did I name one of my gloves Jeff? Yeah, but it has a name, and that's my point. Your glove is an extension of you. If you're not giving it a name, what are you doing? Give it something. Coastline right here, that's a perfect one. I've nicknamed another Rawlings Mark of the Pro. I've nicknamed that one Bubble Breeze. Get creative with it. Give it some love. Coastline right here. Me and him are bros. Totally agree with that take. And that brings us into our second hot take. The Rev 1X is more of a collector's glove than a player's glove. I gotta let that sit. I gotta let it marinate. I feel like I'd be hypocritical if I said disagree flat out, because I'll be honest, some of my Rev 1Xs are complete shelf pieces, but I think here's the kicker. I don't game a lot of my Rev 1Xs only because they're too sick. I don't want to get them scuffed up. I think there is a collector's element behind them, but the only reason I'm disagreeing is because it's not like you can't use the Rev 1X in game. I've used an old Rev 1X from like 2022. I've been using that ever since. It's that old like OG cloud design. That one is like low-key the most underrated Rev 1X in my opinion. And it's like arguably holding up better than a traditional leather glove. So it's not like you can't use a Rev 1X in game and it's more of a collector's piece. It's that you just don't want to because they're like, you know, highly sought after collectibles to some extent. So I am gonna disagree with you there. I don't think it's purely for collectors. The performance is also there too. So I'm gonna go disagree with that. All right, third and final hot take of this pilot episode. Baseball gloves are not crazy enough, especially when compared to the drip of other sports. Wow. You just ticked off thousands of grandpas across the globe, bro. I don't know. That one is piping hot. That one is piping hot. Because on one hand, I'm like, you have gloves like this that are crazy. And I love them. I love a wicked glove like this. But on the other hand, I see what you mean. Because I'm taking a look at football, right? Football has some crazy designs. They have those back plates that like, beware of dog. I got that dog in me. That like, I do understand what you're saying. They also have just, I don't know if any glove makers are listening to this. I have an idea. Football mouthpieces, they have a collab with Kool-Aid and it tastes like Kool-Aid in there. That's pretty sick. I would love to get like a glove that's like a scratch and sniff. Here you go. Smells like Starburst or something. Just saying, I'm putting it out there. Rawlings, let's get it going. But that being said,
I do understand what you mean. I'm gonna go green. I do kind of agree. You know, you still have a huge market for the traditional glove. You know, you see it tanned out, heart of the hide, and think that's a very standard glove. And then you look at a sport like football, you have some crazier options. I think the floor of crazy is lower in baseball. I think the tamest design in football is a lot crazier than the tamest design in baseball, but I think the ceiling in football is way higher. Matter of fact, I've had a little bit of an epiphany with football. My LA Chargers are 3-0 to start the season. I went out and I saw if my guy Coastline right here, how he could handle some football. So let's take a look. It's football season. We're here to see how many passes I can catch with the Rawlings Rev 1X. Shout out my guy Justin Herbert. Let's give it a shot. All right, pass number 1, 5 yards, should be nice and easy. Nice and simple, on to 10. All right, a little further away, 10 yards, still not worried about it. Let's see how we do. Easy peasy, on to 15. All right, 15 yards, getting a little windy out here, kind of worried about it, but let's see. Rev 1X don't miss, bro. Sign me to a contract. All right, 20 yards, getting a little far. I have faith in my QB. Let's see. At the sideline too, let's go. All right, last but not least, 25 yards. I've got confidence in my QB, although it is getting pretty far. I don't know, did I keep the foot in? The review on the field is overturned, no catch. We gotta do it one more time. Can he do it? Can he do it again? Off the tip of the web. Let's do it one more time. The Coastline has done me right so far, so let's see. He needs a contract. I'm telling you, he needs a contract. Jim Harbaugh, I'm waiting. Actually, a lot of crossover between baseball and football. Coastline caught them all but a few. But still, very good job. Very impressed. Let's go Chargers. Me and Coastline, we're still waiting. You saw how he did pretty good. That was nice, that was golden. We'll be the golden boy of the LA Chargers. Speaking of golden, we got a lot of other golden things to talk about. The Gold Glove. Race is heating up this season. I've got 2 sleepers. A lot of folks got their mind way too wrapped up with AL MVP, Judge or Raleigh, which I am too. So drop your comment down below with which one your pick is, but I'm a defender first. I have like a 998 fielding percentage, 220 average lifetime, but that's why I got 200 gloves and like 3 bats, but I digress. So here are a couple of my picks for Gold Glove Watch. Got 2 guys that I think are gonna make a name for themselves defensively, so here they are. One of them is a complete dark horse, but I think he's got an outside chance. And his name is Masyn Winn of the St. Louis Cardinals. I know he went down with an injury a couple weeks ago, but he still has a qualified amount of appearances to be eligible for a Gold Glove, and he has shown a lot of improvement on both sides of the plate, but for Gold Glove, obviously, we're just concerned about defense. I'll always remember bro slinging it across from shortstop. I think it was in like a spring training game, fielded it and threw it like 110 miles an hour, whipping it over to first base. I think he is very well deserving of this Gold Glove, and we shall see if the voters vote him in. I think that injury will prohibit him a little bit compared to some other folks that are still playing through the season, but I think definitely a name to watch out for is Masyn Winn. And one more Gold Glover to watch out for. It's gonna tear me to pieces to say this out loud. I hate to go against my guy Pete Alonso, especially for a Philly. I think you gotta watch out for Bryce Harper. He is having a phenomenal season at first base. He is just being a vacuum out there. Again, hate to go against my Mets, but bro deserves it. He is a phenomenal athlete. Super exciting season he's been having over at first base. Let's see him win some hardware. A lot of cool and exciting races going on in baseball right now, even outside the Gold Glove. Like I mentioned, you have the AL MVP. You also just have the AL East standings in general. At the time of recording this episode, the Blue Jays and the Yankees are tied in the standings. I don't know who's gonna finish first. Like I said, I'm a Mets fan, so I gotta give it to Toronto. Sorry, Yankees. I do want to see some Yankees love. Not for me, but in general. Let's go Yankees, I guess. That's definitely gonna get clip farmed, bro. Like I said, I'm going for Vladdy and the Blue Jays. I've actually got Vladdy's glove right here, and I gotta use this thing in a game in like less than a week, and I don't know if you can tell, this thing is a brick. So I asked you guys for some unorthodox ways I could break this in like a couple days, and man, you did not disappoint. Some of these were like whack, bro. They're keeping me up at night. Yeah, I've been around the block with glove break-ins. I've seen it all, or so I thought, and then you guys entered the chat and threw out some wild suggestions. I gave a few of them a shot to break this thing in as quick as I could, so let's take a look. All right, here are 3 unconventional ways to break in a baseball glove according to you guys, and I gotta be honest, you submitted some wild takes. They're gonna get progressively weirder, but one of them's gotta work. First up, we got my preferred way, a super slept on method, weighted ball. I prefer the good old weighted ball trick just because I feel like it's most effective at pounding the pocket, breaking down that leather. Ooh, listen to that glove pop, bro. It doesn't get better than that. Ready? Watch this. Whew. ASMR. Yeah, no, the weighted ball is low-key slept on. Making it nice and soft. Actually can like close it now. Weighted ball, I'm a huge fan of this one. Next up, we got doing push-ups on the glove. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Not a big push-up guy myself. I guess I can kind of see how it would work. You just put so much pressure on that hinge. 1, 2, 95. I'm kidding, I'm at like 17. But I can see how this is working. It's like all my body weight, which like I'm not in good shape. So actually works in my favor for once. Actually is like low-key doing the job. I can actually close it now. Kind of fire. On to number 3, which is maybe the weirdest. All right, last but not least, we got number 3. I've heard of this one being used before. I've never done it myself because I've always been skeptical, but we got the shaving cream, handy dandy shaving cream. I'm going in on a towel. Gonna give it a little shimmy shimmy. Actually smells kind of good. They should make like a shaving cream scented glove conditioner. I'd buy it in a heartbeat, bro. I got the towel kind of looking like that. I'm just gonna go right in. All right, update number 1 for you. I wasn't sure how much to use, so I was kind of like being conservative with it, but that thing absorbed it like crazy. So I'm going a little bit more. This just feels like buttery smooth now. I kind of like the shaving cream. Shaving cream for the win, man. Man, this thing is like a newborn baby. It's actually like surprisingly soft and flexible. I mean, you saw how it was like an hour ago. I mean, I feel like I would be confident to use this in a game. The pocket actually broke in pretty nice and deep from the weighted ball. I feel like I can close it very well from doing those push-ups, and I got a little workout in. And the shaving cream just like spruced it back up, made it nice and soft. So I think these 3 tricks do the job. I hate to admit it, but some of those actually worked pretty well, not gonna lie. I even got some strength training in, so now I don't feel so bad for not hitting the gym for like 4 years. I was low-key worried about the shaving cream, like turning this thing into a fossil like my great-great-great-grandfather would use in the Stone Age, but it's actually holding up pretty well. And as happy as I am that this thing is still in good shape after all that and not like a dinosaur fossil, it did make me wonder what a modern baseball glove would look like decked out with all old school styles, webs, patterns, all the jazz. So we're gonna draw one up in the Rawlings custom builder and see what we can cook up. Our goal here, we're gonna get like an old school pattern, old school web, just kind of make it look and perform old school, but bring in some like new school colors, some crazy combos, you name it, the works. We're gonna kind of merge the 2 worlds, bring everybody together. That's what we do here on the Hideout. Bringing everybody together. New school, old school, fan, parent, collector, you name it. All are welcome here at the Hideout. Oh, we're gonna go pro preferred. Doesn't get much more classic than a pro preferred. Going standard. Even though I'm on first base, we're going infield. Hot take, 11¼ inch at infield is the perfect size. Not too big, it's a Goldilocks. Not too big, not too small. Perfect for middle infield. When I played second base, I used 11¼ inch. It's like a little extension of your hand. You feel it. Boom. 882 pattern, that was my favorite model probably ever. What's a classic web? I feel like you can't get much more classic than an eye web. Maybe a basket web. Oh, maybe, nah, we're gonna go. Maybe a 1-piece. Maybe a 1-piece solid. 1-piece is solid. That's very like vintage, very old school style. Shout out Javi Baez for bringing it back, man. Shout out Javi Baez, bringing it back. Here's where we can cook a little bit. Here's where we can get a little crazy. We're gonna get some modern colors brought in. Very old school looking so far. Now we're gonna let it go off the walls, bro. We're gonna get some crazy colors in here. I feel like you gotta go mint. Red patch, can't go wrong with a red patch. Let's see, what else do we got? Or maybe we'll go mint on white, just to keep it mint. Yeah, we'll go mint on white. Keep it at mint. Shell back, we'll go mint again. Shell palm, we're gonna go mint again. We're like the Department of Treasury. Mint, mint, mint. That's what they do, right? The department, they mint the coins, right? Laces, maybe we'll switch it up. Well, we won't go mint here. Do we go purple? Bring a little purple in there? Or maybe we'll do an orange. Yeah, I like the mint, like I said, mint and orange, bro. We're gonna go black lining, welting. Maybe we can really let it loose. Maybe go purple welting, I don't mind that. Or do we just go orange again? Maybe we go orange. Keep it in the family. Yeah, we're gonna go orange, that's fire. Do we go purple binding? No, I think we go purple, or we go orange. Trim, mint. Department of Treasury is so back, man. This is the most underrated, slept on feature of any custom glove, the stitching. A stitching on a glove can pop that thing off, bro. Ready? If I added a purple stitching, look at how much that pops. Or I feel like a white stitching would look cool. Stamping, I feel like a silver would look cool. I feel like mint might be too much mint. We're gonna go finger pad. Another hot take, I love a good finger pad. I keep my finger in and I like a good finger pad. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. We're gonna go full heel pad. That's the only thing I will say about 11¼ You get rung up on like a palm, you get palmed on one, oh, that thing hurts for days. We're gonna go wool. I like a nice little tickle of the wool on the back of the wrist. Ooh, Nice, gives me a little goosebumps. Personalization color. Maybe we go Perpsky here. We'll do the hideout. Personalization piggy. If you know me, you know what I'm putting right here. On almost any custom glove I have, I put this saying in there because it just means so much to me. Believe in me. Because all you need is one person to believe in you and you're set. Saving recipe. Oh, he's cooking. Oh, look at how fresh this thing looks. Oh, we did it. We did it. We're so back. Modern colorways, modern accents on a classic looking glove, combining old school with new school. I have a feeling you haven't seen the last of that glove. Slap a little the hideout logo on it. Now we're cooking. I think that is the move. Like I said, you might be seeing some more of that glove coming very soon. You're also going to see a bunch more other cool and never before seen gloves on the next episode. Also have a lot of exciting things planned, including a very special guest who's going to be my co-host from then on out. So make sure you stay tuned to the Hideout and check us out on socials at Jayreilly.mov and at RawlingsSG for some really cool updates and some cool content coming your way very soon. Until next time, I'm Jay Reilly, and this has been the first episode of The Hideout. I appreciate you all for making it this far. So before I announce the rules of this giveaway, do me a favor and drop a follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really helps out me, the channel, and gets you guys some more content with exclusive gloves, gear, you name it. All right, to enter into this giveaway, there are only 3 rules, nice and simple. Number 1, you gotta drop a comment with your favorite baseball memory. You can go into as much or as little detail as you want. Could be a game, could be a glove, could be just a great experience. Whatever your best memory is of the game, I wanna know about it. Number 2, in that same comment, you gotta tag 3 friends so they can check out this episode. And last but not least, you gotta make sure you are following both me and Rawlings. Once you have done all that, make sure to drop a comment or drop 2 comments, drop as many comments as you like. There are no limits on how many times you can enter, and 1 bonus entry for every reshare on your story. Once again, thank you guys for watching and super excited to see what you guys cook up with on your custom glove.